Tonight on SUTV News, we take a look into Hurricane Florence's path and tell you what to expect.
And SUTV's Avery Quinn takes a bite into Shippensburg's local cuisine.
All that and more right now. Thanks for joining us on SUTV News. I'm Jordan Hanley.
And I'm Patrick Ramsdale. If you want to see what the Atlantic looks like as Hurricane Florence approaches, take a look at this. This is an old Coast Guard light station off the coast of Wilmington, North Carolina. It's literally a 6,400 square foot steel box built above about 70 feet above the water, roughly 35 miles in the Atlantic, off the U.S. coast. The tower was built in the 1960s and hasn't been staffed since 1979 when the beacon was automated. Forecasters believe Florence will make landfall nearby. Have you been receiving unsolicited text messages about being complimented by an unknown number? If so, you are not alone. Many users on social media have reported getting this text message. It says that you have been complimented by someone on the IRL app, and in order to receive it, you have to click the link in the text, leaving many skeptical. Some say that this is a classic scam, while others on social media claim that if you click the link, your phone will be tracked and run the risk of being abducted for sex trafficking. Next week, Matt Kleindis will have more on the story, but for now, if you receive this text, do not click the link.
Even though Christmas seems far away, Amazon has a plan to keep you covered. The online shopping giant will sell and deliver full-size real Christmas trees this holiday season. It will sell a wide selection of real Christmas trees ranging from 2 to 7 feet tall. The collection includes Fraser fir, balsam fir, Black Hills spruce, and Norfolk Island pines. Some of the trees will be eligible for prime shipping, meaning members of its $119 yearly subscription program will get 2-day shipping. A spokesman said they see it as another option for consumers to buy a real tree to make their Christmas special, which is better for the environment and better to support local tree growers. Apple is upping its smartphone game with 3 new options. CEO Tim Cook announced the changes at the tech company's HQ Wednesday. In a highly anticipated follow-up to last year's iPhone X, the XS and the XS Max feature a faster processor, more storage, and a longer battery life. The XS Max also boasts a 6.5-inch screen. A cheaper version, the XR, will come in several colors but not feature the bells and whistles. The phones also include dual SIM cards, which allow one device to control 2 different smartphone numbers, a feature already part of many Android phones. The XS and XS Max will launch in stores on September 21st, starting at $1,000, while the XR comes to stores on October 26th, starting at $750.
Get ready, Ship. Food Truck Fridays has begun. Every Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., a food truck will be serving food at the intersection of Earl and Fort Street. Friday's truck will feature delicious Uncle Eddie's barbecue. Food Truck Fridays are sponsored by the Cumberland Valley Rails to Trails, the Shippensburg University, and the Shippensburg Station. Make sure to follow our Facebook page, SUTV News, as we will be live on the scene tomorrow. Students living in the dorm halls now have to pay $1.75 to use the laundry machines. Prior to this academic year, the cost to use the machines was $1.50. Alexis Williams, an RA and junior, said she noticed a lot of price increases around campus besides laundry. This increase will be effective until the year 2022 due to a contract agreement between Housing and Residence Life and its vendors.
Shippensburg men's rugby is officially back this season. They have already recruited over 20 new players and have started working on getting all their insurance figured out to move forward with the team. The president talks about what he looks forward to most this season.
You have this thing that we all get to come together for. We have this common goal, this common passion. That's what makes us very close. And when you take that away from us, you know, we kind of just grow apart, drift apart, because we're all different people. We're doing different things. So I'm looking forward to just everybody being together again. Hopefully the new guys start making friends and just building up that continuity and that chemistry, you know, brotherhood, stuff like that. So.
No experience is required to play men's rugby, and they are always looking for new members to join and to be a part of the brotherhood. They play in both the fall and spring semesters. A huge 40-foot paint can that has been a landmark for travelers along Interstate 81 is undergoing some renovations and is getting a whole new look. The work will take Fliegel's Painting Company 3 weeks to complete and will look good at the beginning of October as you drive by to take a look.
Pizza has a long and cherished history in Shippensburg. Pizza House, located on East King Street, hopes to follow original old school recipes and traditions.
SUTV's Avery Quinn takes a bite out of Shippensburg's local cuisine.
Family and pizza are the foundation of the new restaurant Pizza House in Shippensburg. Owners Michael and Tricia Richardson reopened the restaurant last March with the goal to give the new Pizza House the same taste, look, and feel as the old Pizza House they grew up with in the 70s.
Bring something back in the original location that everybody cherished and came to, and just step it up a notch, bring it to 2018. That's what I'm about.
With fresh ingredients, a slightly rising dough, and a secret sauce recipe, Pizza House gives a flavor that stands the test of time.
Not a pan pizza, and it's not a flat pizza. It is baked in a pan, and we actually have the original pans that John and Mary used, so we do, but it's not as thick as a pan pizza.
But above all else, the main ingredient at Pizza House is family.
The biggest part for me is this is family ran, and I think it's very important. I don't have much family, and they all work with me.
If you're still feeling hungry after Pizza House, you can go to Cabin on King, another business that Michael and Tricia own.
Come to the window at Cabin on King, and they'll be like, "Is the owner here?" And I'm like, "I'm an owner." And they're like, "Well, don't you own Pizza House?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." And it's always the same thing. Do you always have time to sleep?
Whether it's now or 30 years ago, Pizza House is definitely a cut above the rest. For SUTV News, I'm Avery Quinn.
When we come back in world news, the fastest man in the world creates a new zero-gravity record.
We'll tell you more after the break. A 9-year-old receives attention for sitting down.
SUTV Matt Kleindens has this week's world news. Matt?
The Russian government is conducting large-scale military drills. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said that around 300,000 military personnel and more than 1,000 aircraft are taking part in the exercises, the largest since 1981. Chinese and Mongolian forces are also taking part in these drills with the Russians. President Vladimir Putin was in attendance for the war games, saying, quote, "Russia is a peace-loving state," and said that there can't be any aggression on his side. The government of Panama says that 9 police officers were injured in clashes with indigenous groups Wednesday. These people, armed with pieces of wood and rocks, demanded the government build a 23-kilometer highway, saying that there is no public infrastructure authority there. Indigenous people from the Nagay Bugle territory in western Panama clashed with authorities trying to contain the crowd. In Australia, a 9-year-old girl is making a stand by sitting down. Harper Nielsen started making waves when she refused to stand for Australia's national anthem. She says the song is disrespectful to Indigenous Australians. Harper's protest has been met with praise and condemnation. One controversial politician, Pauline Hanson, has called for the 9-year-old to be suspended from school and criticized the school for brainwashing its students. In a statement, the Queensland Department of Education said that they never suggested Nielsen would be suspended and tried to provide alternatives for her, such as not singing along. And finally tonight, the fastest man on Earth can now say he's also the fastest man in zero gravity. Wednesday, Usain Bolt raced astronauts in an Airbus Zero-G plane above France. It was a sponsorship event for GH Mum Champagne. Before the race, Bolt shared the drink with French astronaut Jean-Francois Clairvoy and designer Octave de Gaulle, and it didn't slow him down one bit. The Olympic medalist easily beat his competitors. Bolt called the race mind-blowing fun. As for the astronauts, they went home with a glass of bubbly they can open in space. That's it for World News. Let's send it back to Jordan and Patrick at the desk.
Now let's send it over to the Slate's Brianne Shekel for this week's Slate Preview.
Brianne?
Coming up in the Slate next week, we will cover the details of the new engineering department as well as the Red Raider football game against California University Vulcans on Saturday during Parents and Family Day. Other stories include the Slate staff's editorial on the controversy surrounding Serena Williams' conflict with umpires at the U.S. Open, coverage of the 90s country group Roots and Boots visiting Lourdes this Friday, and an anthropology professor's story on his time conducting fieldwork in Haiti. Be sure to pick up the next edition of The Slate on newsstands around you.
A celebrity feud turns physical When we come back in entertainment, find out which stars interrupt the scene at New York Fashion Week.
And Marley gives us the 5-day after a very wet week.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do. Yeah, but I don't know where to start.
That's why we're here. We're free, handsome,
I think we're breathtaking.
and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, finance.
We taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Well, I don't know about you, but this rain is getting pretty old.
I am sick of it, Patrick. So let's send it over to Marley to see when the rain will finally end.
Don't be fooled by today's sunny weather. Florence is right around the corner. We will have a low of 69 and a 30% chance of rain. And Friday we'll have a high of 76 and a low of 67 with scattered thunderstorms. So don't put away your rain jackets just yet. Now let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. Saturday is cloudy with a high of 78 and a low of 63. Sunday is mostly cloudy with a high of 78 as well and a low of 67. And on Monday we can expect scattered thunderstorms with a high of 76 and a low of 70. Continuing on to Tuesday, we can expect more rain with a high of 77 and a low of 66. Have fun this weekend with your families and good luck Saturday, Raiders.
Popular rapper Mac Miller passed away at the age of 26 September 7th. After a night with friends at his California home, he was found unresponsive in his bedroom and a 911 call was placed. Paramedics say he had been dead long before they arrived. Many sources have suspected an overdose to be the cause of death, but a final statement would not be released until toxicology tests are completed. Fans and celebrities alike continue to mourn Mac Miller and praise his music. The music world was rocked once more with another shocking story. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B got into a heated argument at a New York Fashion Week party. Multiple videos were leaked onto social media showing the two women screaming at each other and Cardi B throwing her shoe at Minaj. Cardi later took to Twitter and accused Minaj of insulting her parenting abilities, which prompted the fight. Minaj denies ever talking bad about Cardi or her newborn baby during a guest appearance on a radio show. The popular rock band Paramore recently announced that they are retiring their hit song Misery Business. Although the song is responsible for much of their success, the song received criticism in the past for anti-feminist lyrics. While touring in Nashville, lead singer Hayley Williams said it was a mutual decision between the band members to move away from it for the time being. Williams wrote the song when she was 17. Now being 27, she wants to show how she has grown as a performer and human being. The response from fans erupted with a heartbroken social media comments, but the band knows it's best and won't go back on their decision. In happier news, John Legend has hit the quadfecta. The multi-talented star is the youngest and first African-American male to receive an EGOT award. He now takes his spot among 14 others who have all received an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony, thus the name EGOT. Legend was honored with his first Grammy in 2006 for Best New Artist. He then went on to get an Oscar in 2015 and a Tony in 2017, and finally topped it off with a 2018 Emmy win for his work in Jesus Christ Superstar Live in concert. In related Emmy news, it's time to get Swifty. The animated series Rick and Morty won its first Emmy. From producer and voice actor Justin Roiland, the show is awarded Outstanding Animated Program for its iconic episode Pickle Rick. Roiland expresses his surprise as he and co-creator Dan Harmon did not expect to win. Roiland also tweeted a picture of the award and announcement joking about the show going mainstream, but grateful to receive the honor. Rick and Morty was believed to be over after its third season when contract difficulties arose. After much compromising and tremendous backlash from fans, this series is now renewed for 70 more episodes and sure to keep everyone saying wubba lubba dub dub. Well, that's it for entertainment. Let's head back to the desk.
When we come back in sports, Jake Rahm has the football highlights from last week's game against Slippery Rock.
And a Ship soccer player scores a crazy game-winning goal.
Ship football was in for a doozy Saturday at home when Slippery Rock came into town. Let's take a look at the highlights. And it didn't take long for the game to get chippy. Right when the Raiders took the field, so did the Rock. Trying to make a little statement? I think so. In the first quarter here, Ship knocking on the door. Bryson Messina hands off the ball to Marcus Lomany, and the ball shoots up in the air and lands in the hands of Tristan McDonald of the Rock, who's off to the races. Look at the big man go. He's on his way, 97 yards for the touchdown. The Rock take the lead 7-0 early. Second quarter now, still 7-0. Messina in the gun. He's looking across the middle. He finds the receiver. Josh Kontarek takes a hit. He makes the first down, but he's not done there, folks. Nice juke lead there on the sideline. 20, 15, 10. He's going to take that all the way for the touchdown after the missed extra point. The Rock leads 7-6. We take it to the fourth quarter now. The Rock driving. Taylor King looking across the middle, and it's intercepted. Look at the miss by Tyler Emge. And he's still on his feet. He's going to break some tackles. And he'll trip by the turf monster there at midfield. Shippensburg will take over moments later after the interception by Emge. Messina dropping back. He puts a dime onto Charles Heaton's hands to retake the lead, 18-14. He celebrates with the team. Winston Eubanks, he's loving it. But late in the fourth quarter, Taylor King, he drops back. He throws a perfect ball to who else but wide receiver Henry Litwin for the 62-yard score. Rock looks like they've put the game away. It's 21-18 Rock, but under a minute left in the game. The Rock trying to end the game. And here's our very own Matt Kleinitz with the call.
And the follow in the end zone, recovered by Shippensburg. Touchdown, Red Raiders. Oh my goodness. I don't believe it. Oh my.
What a huge turn of events for the Raiders as they win 25-21. You can catch Ship football back in action as the Raiders will host Cal U on Saturday at 1 on Campus Channel 82. Comcast Channel 21 is where you can catch the game. Red Raider linebacker Tyler Emge was named PSAC Defensive Athlete of the Week. Emge had 11 tackles for Ship in last week's game against Slippery Rock, as well as the vital one-hand interception that you saw in those highlights at Ship's own 11-yard line.
Something that I couldn't do without my teammates and the coaches. But overall, I was very happy about the win, and I just want to get focused on Cal this week because they're a great opponent, and I'm just very excited to get out there Saturday.
And Emge was Ship football's first athlete of the week of the 2018 season. Men's soccer was home on Tuesday against Salem, where the Raiders were able to come away with a 1-0 win, but it took a fancy goal by the foot of Cole Kropnik to get it done. Let's take a look at the goal courtesy of Shippensburg Sports Information. Late in the match, Ship has a throw in. Devlin Meddy's throw goes into the box, bounces. Look at the bicycle kick by Cole Kropnik. It's a goal. It's the only goal of the game. The celebration, his team swallows them up there as they should, and they win 1-0. The men are back in action Monday at Goldie Beacom at 4:30. Ship sophomore Yasmin Petrantonio was named PSAC Athlete of the Week, making it her second of her career. Petrantonio scored a career-high 4 goals in a 5-0 win over Southern Connecticut. This was the first 4-goal game since 2011 for the field hockey team, and field hockey is back in action when they host East Stroudsburg Wednesday at 4 o'clock. In volleyball, junior Gabrielle Johnson was named PSAC Central Athlete of the Week. Over the weekend doubleheader, Johnson recorded 41 kills, 52 digs, and 8 block assists. Johnson was very pleased in receiving this award.
Getting Student Athlete of the Week is a very big accomplishment for me. It's the first time that I've ever gotten it. I put in a lot of hard work, so this is just validation that my hard work is paying off. This weekend was very much a team effort, and I was one among a lot of people on my team that helped produce this amazing product. And the only way I can really relate it to is if it was like this machine where every part of the machine was well oiled and performing at its best. So it was not just me, very much credit to my team for pulling out a great weekend.
Johnson and the rest of the women's volleyball team will be in action next tomorrow at IUP at 7. And now, what everyone's been waiting for, this week's Stat of the Week. And this week's Stat of the Week goes to Samantha Weber of the volleyball team. Weber had 8 block assists, which is the most block assists in a single game by a Raider since 2014. She also added 10 kills to go along with her block assists. And Weber's career high in block assists helped the women volleyball team defeat a powerful William Jesuit squad for the first time since 2006. Tune in next week for the Stat of the Week, and as always, if you work like that, you get the stat. Now, that's it for sports. Let's send it back to the desk with Patrick and Jordy. Boys?
Well, Patrick, I don't know about you, but I absolutely love fast food. From the burgers to the fries and even the tacos.
Well, when we come back, find out which Mexican restaurant came out on top in the most recent survey. It's not Taco Tuesday, but you may want to head over to Taco Bell after this. The popular fast food restaurant was named America's best brand in the Mexican restaurant category by the Harris Poll. Moe's held the title last year and Chipotle in 2016. The poll surveyed more than 77,000 consumers who assessed more than 3,000 brands across more than 300 categories. Earlier this year, Taco Bell became the 4th largest fast food chain, coming in behind McDonald's, Starbucks, and Subway. Chick-fil-A, Krispy Kreme, Five Guys, and Blaze Pizza were also named Brand of the Year for their categories.
I'm not the biggest Taco Bell guy, but their nacho cheese fries, oh, absolutely delicious. And that is it for SUTV News tonight. I'm Jordan Hanley.
And I'm Patrick Ramsdale. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SUTV News, and check out our website, sutvnews.com.
We'll see you next week.